Hey everyone, it's your name, and let's be real, things aren't looking too hot right now. Food shortages are popping up everywhere, supply chains are a mess, and inflation is eating away at our wallets. Imagine walking into a grocery store and the shelves are bare. That's the reality we could be facing. We're already seeing glimpses of it. Empty shelves, skyrocketing prices, and people fighting over the last box of pasta. That's why today, I'm sharing 15 essential groceries you need to stockpile before prices go through the roof. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end because I'm revealing the one item that could vanish from shelves faster than you can say supply chain disruption. First up, let's talk about the king of shelf-stable foods, canned goods. We're talking tuna, chicken, Spam, the works. These bad boys can last for 3 to 5 years, so you're covered even if things get really crazy. Plus, they're packed with protein, which is crucial for staying healthy and energized when times are tough. Think about it. You can easily turn a can of tuna into a quick sandwich, a salad topper, or even a pasta dish. Canned chicken is incredibly versatile too, perfect for soups, stews, or just eating straight out of the can when you're in a pinch. And let's not forget about Spam. Yeah, it might not be the fanciest food, but it's calorie-dense and can last for years. The key here is to buy a variety. Don't just stick to one type of canned meat, mix it up so you don't get bored. And don't forget to rotate your stock. Use the oldest cans first and replace them with new ones. Next up, we've got the ultimate pantry staples, rice and pasta. These two are your best friends when it comes to affordable, long-lasting, and insanely versatile food options. Seriously, they can last for years if you store them properly in airtight containers in a cool, dry place. Let's talk about rice for a second. It's a blank canvas for flavor. You can make savory dishes like stir-fries, fried rice, or even a hearty soup. Now, pasta is another winner. From spaghetti and meatballs to mac and cheese to creamy Alfredo, the possibilities are endless. And the best part? Both rice and pasta are relatively inexpensive, especially when you buy them in bulk. For all my plant-based eaters out there, don't worry, I've got you covered. Dried beans and lentils are absolute rock stars when it comes to long-term food storage. We're talking a shelf life of 10+ years if you store them right, and the best part, they're packed with protein, fiber, and essential nutrients. Lentils are my personal favorite. They're super versatile and cook up way faster than most other beans. You can use them in soups, stews, salads, or even as a meat substitute in tacos and burgers. One last tip. Don't be afraid to experiment with different types of beans and lentils. Black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, green lentils, red lentils, the possibilities are endless. Next up, let's talk about a pantry essential that often gets overlooked, cooking oil. You need this stuff. It's not just for frying, it's for baking, sautéing, and adding flavor to your meals. Now, when it comes to choosing your oils, stick with the classics: olive oil, coconut oil, and vegetable oil. The key here is to store your oils properly. Keep them in a cool, dark place to prevent them from going rancid. A good rule of thumb is to replace your oils every 6 to 12 months. Now, let's talk about getting your fruits and veggies when fresh produce is scarce. Canned fruits and vegetables are a lifesaver in a pinch. They're packed with essential vitamins and minerals that can help keep your immune system strong during tough times. When choosing your canned goods, go for options that are low in sodium and sugar. Look for fruits canned in their own juice or water, and vegetables that are simply canned with salt. Remember, variety is key. Stock up on a mix of different fruits and vegetables to ensure you're getting a wide range of nutrients. We've talked a lot about carbohydrates and fats, but let's not forget about protein. It's essential for building and repairing muscle, maintaining a healthy metabolism, and keeping you feeling full and energized. That's where shelf-stable protein sources come in. We're talking jerky, powdered eggs, protein powder, anything that can last for months or even years without refrigeration. Jerky is a great option for a quick and easy protein boost. Plus, it's lightweight and portable, making it perfect for bugging out if you ever need to. Remember, protein is your friend. Stock up on a variety of shelf-stable options to ensure you're meeting your daily needs. Let's be real, fresh milk doesn't last very long. But that doesn't mean you have to go without your daily dose of calcium and vitamin D. Powdered milk and dairy alternatives are here to save the day. Powdered milk might not be the most glamorous item on the list, but it's a lifesaver when it comes to long-term storage. It lasts for years, takes up minimal space, and can be used in everything from baking to making pancakes to simply having a glass of milk. And if you're lactose intolerant or simply prefer plant-based options, there are tons of great dairy alternatives out there. The key here is to find options that are fortified with calcium and vitamin D, as these are essential nutrients that can be hard to come by in a survival situation. Let's face it, even in a crisis, we need a little sweetness in our lives. That's where honey and maple syrup come in. Not only are they delicious natural sweeteners, but they also have an incredibly long shelf life. Honey is a true survivalist's dream. It never goes bad, it has antibacterial properties, and it can be used for everything from sweetening your coffee to soothing a sore throat. And let's not forget about the morale boost. A little bit of honey or maple syrup can go a long way in making tough times a little bit sweeter. When the going gets tough, the toughs start baking. Okay, maybe not, but having flour, cornmeal, and other baking supplies on hand can be incredibly valuable in a long-term survival situation. Think about it. With a little bit of flour, water, and salt, you can make bread, and bread is life. It's a source of carbohydrates, it can be used to make sandwiches, and it's incredibly comforting in times of stress. Cornmeal is another versatile option. You can use it to make cornbread, tortillas, and even polenta. And don't forget about other baking essentials like baking powder, baking soda, and yeast. Just remember to store your baking supplies properly in airtight containers to prevent spoilage. Now let's talk about a delicious and nutritious snack that also happens to have a long shelf life. Nut butters. Peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, you name it, it's a good idea to have some stashed away. Nut butters are packed with healthy fats, protein, and fiber, making them a great source of energy and nutrition in a pinch. They can be eaten straight from the jar, spread on crackers, or used in a variety of recipes. One of my favorite things to do with nut butter is to make energy balls. And the best part, nut butters have a long shelf life, especially if you store them in a cool, dry place. When it comes to long-term food storage, vinegar and salt are your new best friends. These two humble ingredients are essential for pickling, fermenting, and preserving food, which can drastically extend its shelf life. Vinegar is a natural preservative that can be used to pickle vegetables, make hot sauce, and even preserve eggs. Salt is another essential preservative that draws moisture out of food, preventing the growth of bacteria. But vinegar and salt aren't just for preserving food, they're also essential for flavoring your meals. Vinegar adds a bright, acidic tang to sauces and dressings, while salt enhances the natural flavors of your food. Let's be real, eating the same bland food day after day can get old fast. That's where herbs and spices come in. They can transform a boring meal into a culinary masterpiece, and they have an incredibly long shelf life. Stock up on your favorites: garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, basil, cumin, chili powder. The possibilities are endless. So don't be afraid to get creative with your seasonings. Experiment with different flavor combinations and turn your pantry staples into culinary delights. Let's face it, in a crisis, we all need a little pick-me-up. And for many of us, that pick-me-up comes in the form of coffee or tea. Coffee is a lifesaver for those early mornings when you need an extra boost of energy to get going. And tea is a comforting and soothing beverage that can help you unwind after a long day. So make sure you have plenty of your favorite coffee or tea on hand, along with any necessary supplies like filters, a coffee maker, or a kettle. It's a fun and rewarding way to become more self-sufficient. Now, I know we've been talking a lot about practical survival foods, but let's not forget about the importance of comfort food. In times of stress, a little bit of indulgence can go a long way in boosting morale and keeping spirits high. So what are some good comfort foods to stockpile? Think chocolate, crackers, hard candy, nuts, anything that has a long shelf life and brings you joy. These treats might not be essential for survival, but they can make a big difference in your overall well-being during tough times. So don't feel guilty about stocking up on a few of your favorite comfort foods. Okay folks, we've saved the most important for last: water. You can go without food for weeks, but you can only survive for a few days without water. It's the most critical resource in a survival situation, so it's essential to have plenty on hand. The general rule of thumb is to store at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for drinking, cooking, and sanitation. But storing water is only half the battle. You also need to make sure it stays clean and safe to drink. Invest in a high-quality water filter, water purification tablets, or a water distiller to ensure you always have access to clean drinking water. And learn how to collect rainwater. It's a valuable resource that often goes untapped. There you have it, folks. 15 essential groceries to stockpile before prices skyrocket. Remember, being prepared is not about being paranoid, it's about being proactive and taking control of your future. By stocking up on these essential groceries, you'll be one step ahead of the game and ready to weather any storm. And remember that crucial item I mentioned at the beginning? Water. It's the most essential resource of all, so make sure you have plenty on hand and a way to purify it if necessary. Stay safe out there.